In the darkest days of human history, when the sky of Jerusalem was stained with blood and the earth shook under the weight of the cross, a journey without light, without praise, only cold silence and boundless courage, that was when Jesus, the Son of Man and the Son of God, descended into hell. After his last breath on Golgotha, as his body lay motionless in the arms of his mother Mary, his soul did not rest. No angels sang, no halo shone. Instead, a dark gate opened, leading to the abyss where lost souls cried out in despair, where fire was never quenched, and darkness reigned like a cruel king. Hell, where even the mightiest of angels trembled, awaited him. Jesus walked, carrying no sword or fire, only boundless love and indomitable will. His cloak, though invisible in the spirit realm, fluttered as if carried by a divine wind. Each step he took shook the black stone of hell, as if his very presence were a declaration of war against the darkness. The demons, the rulers of the underworld, howled in terror. "Who is he that dares to enter here?" they screamed, their eyes glowing red like burning coals. But deep in their twisted hearts they knew that the light they had rejected from the beginning had come, not to destroy, but to save. In hell, time does not exist, but pain is eternal. The imprisoned souls, from the first sinners like Cain to those who have fallen into darkness, cower in the chains of their own despair. They dare not lift their heads, dare not hope, for hope in this place is a cruel joke. But then they heard a sound that was not the groan or the laughter of the devil, but a gentle, strong voice that pierced the darkness like a ray of light. "I have come," the voice said, "to set the captives free, to find the lost." Jesus stood there, in the heart of hell, his eyes burning with love and mercy. He held no rod to punish, no crown to judge. He simply stretched out his arms, as he had on the cross, and from his hands radiated a gentle but irresistible light. It penetrated every crack in the stone, every chain, every broken heart. Souls accustomed to the darkness looked up in amazement. Some wept, some whispered prayers they had long forgotten. The devil, in a rage, rushed forward to stop them. They raised their claws, screamed curses, but each word they uttered melted away in his presence. "You have no right to be here," they roared. Jesus just looked at them, and in that gaze they saw both forgiveness and judgment. "I have not come to take your kingdom," he said, "but to take away from here those who wish to follow me." And with that, the chains began to break. The iron gates of hell creaked open. He walked through each dark corner, calling each soul by name. He called Adam and Eve, the first to fall, and embraced them as a father would embrace his son after years of separation. He called Abraham, Moses, and the prophets who waited in the darkness. He called even the nameless sinners who thought themselves unworthy of salvation. As each soul followed him, his light surrounded them, soothing the wounds of centuries of suffering. But not all chose to follow. Some souls, accustomed to darkness, turned away, afraid of his light. Jesus did not force them. He simply looked at them with sad but loving eyes and continued on his way. When he left hell, leading the group of liberated souls, the underworld shook. The demons screamed in defeat, but they could do nothing to stop him. The gates of hell closed behind him, and his light remained, a reminder that even in the darkest places, God's love can still reach. And then, on Easter morning, when the stone was rolled away from the tomb, Jesus returned in his glorified body. But few knew that in the bright light of the resurrection, he had walked through the deepest darkness, carrying hope to a place no one had dared to dream of. And so, even hell could not forget the day when the light came, and the darkness was never the same again. After an extraordinary journey of trials and sacrifices, Jesus rose from the dead. This momentous event is not only the culmination of the Christian faith, but also a symbol of hope, restoration, and the ultimate victory of light over darkness. We commemorate and honor this sacred moment on Easter, a sacred day that holds profound meaning for millions of believers around the world. Easter not only recalls the miracle of the resurrection, but also provides an opportunity for each person to reflect on the unconditional love that God has for humanity. Through his sacrifice, people have a new opportunity to be forgiven, to be saved, and to enter the eternal gates of heaven. This is a time to renew our faith, to embrace the light of new life, and to live in deep gratitude for the great grace that Jesus has given us.